They love you, and no matter what, they only have eyes for you. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Core Union. Today I want to talk about how important the love, the value, the respect, and the appreciation you have for yourself, for others, and for yourself, and your self-concept as both the I am consciousness and being adored, cherished, claimed, chosen, appreciated, a priority, that it's really important that you pay attention to this because if you don't, even when you do get movement with your specific person, you may end up getting set off very easily or become hyper vigilant, which is what happens to a lot of people, which is normal. So don't beat yourself up about it. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix this. Just realize that it is a normal part of the process, but it's important that you don't neglect these things. And also to remember that manifestation itself is a matter of having blind faith and trust. From my perspective, it's really learning how to trust the pure desire that you have in your heart and soul. That's I try to keep it as simple as possible and have an unwavering faith, conviction, and trust in that, and trust that God is handling everything for me, regardless of how you think about God, and having the ability to trust. And remember that trust is a choice. But to me, that should be the most intimate relationship that you have, because everything when you are challenged in the 3D from or by your limiting beliefs, it's that ability to trust that's going to pull you out of the dark, that dark night of the soul that we all really love so much, don't we? So I want to talk a little bit about the client that I just recently did a video of, where she said that she manifested me as being her teacher and her coach, which I loved. It was such a good and inspiring story of how she ended up finding the channel. And she's manifesting her specific person back. In that video, which I did probably last week or so, I mentioned that I didn't share the intimate details that she shared with me of the unfolding with her person, especially the next day and that evening after our session together. So she did send me another email that I could share with you. So I'm going to read this directly from her email. Whatever comes out naturally will come out. Before I get into this, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel if you love my content. If you want me to be your coach in helping to manifest your specific person back or improve the relationship, feel free to email me a short description to kim@coreunion.com. Then you book your session with me at my website, coreunion.com. You can do a single session or a package. So I'm just going to read this. And again, whatever comes out naturally will come out. So she wrote, "Hi, Kim. Thank you so much for sharing my story with your viewers the other day and for keeping the other details between us until I felt comfortable to expand more on them. I'm discussing those details in this email in hopes that your viewers will find them helpful. I've been in my end continuously feeling good and actually feeling the relationship as official. I saw my person the other night, and the evening we spent together was amazing. We ate pie, watched movies, we cuddled for hours. We were always in some sort of physical contact. We flirted and giggled throughout. It felt like a breath of fresh air. It does. It sounds heavenly, frankly. It literally sounds heavenly. I did have some intrusive thoughts whenever I saw something new in his apartment, but I assigned a specific story to it, which he ended up confirming just minutes later. As you and I had discussed, I had chosen to break the friends with benefits cycle so I would not mess with the 3D and therefore remove myself from a situation that could cause me any unnecessary internal questioning. He did make several moves, but I playfully avoided them. And when we spoke the following day, I had explained why I had chosen not to be intimate. He seemed to be processing it. That night, I went home with a gift for my family on his behalf, a homemade pizza he made for me, and a chain necklace that he originally got for himself, but now wanted me to have it. That is, that's really super cute. Next day, he made an appointment at a veterinary clinic for one of his pets. The clinic is approximately 10 minutes from my house, but quite far from his house, which made him nervous. I knew that it wouldn't be a bad idea for me to meet him there and offer my support, and was sure that the closeness of that clinic to my house wasn't a coincidence. However, I did promise myself that I would go there without any expectations. He texted me even before I got there, and once he saw me getting out of my car, he couldn't hide his excitement. His grin was huge. He hugged me and kissed me on my cheeks. He wouldn't stop saying how he couldn't believe that I stopped by. Here's where it gets interesting. This was the first time we were out together surrounded by many people. I've been doing my inner work so well that I guess it was time for me to have to address another old story. I know my person is handsome, and it wasn't a surprise that a lot of girls were looking at him trying to get his attention. He's an amazing person and very sociable. Everyone was drawn to him. Yet, knowing all this, I couldn't help but feel suddenly insecure, jealousy, as if my ego was showing me here. This is why it's not safe to be with him. How can you expect him to remain loyal when he's surrounded by so many choices? I did my best to remain focused despite the fears that were coming up, but I physically felt the stress and fear and the need for a fight or flight response. It was an internal clash. My person was not doing anything wrong, but I caught myself hyper focusing on what he was doing when somebody would smile at him flirtatiously, how long he would talk to the receptionist, and other details. I broke a cycle, and now my reality was showing me that it was time to address other insecurities, which were now resurfacing right in front of me. Thankfully, I had the affirmations and scenes Kim had given me just 2 days before. Whenever I had to deal with an imposing 3D in the past, I could either stop answering my SP's text messages, leave his apartment after setting a boundary, or calmly address my fears internally when I was on my own. This was the first time that I had to find a way to ground myself while being physically surrounded by triggers. Kim, I'm hoping you'll be able to make a video giving us examples on how to address this sort of situation emotionally and physically the moment of. I did my best to not suppress my feelings and reassure myself, as you've told me. Still, I felt worn out trying to balance myself both mentally and physically while ignoring the 3D. I thank you again for all your help, positivity, guidance, and energy that you give to us. I'm so glad to be working with you. So, I just wanted to say I totally, completely can understand and relate where you're coming from. And for any of you guys who are relating to this story in this way, I want you to remember something. So, your love for your specific person is so deep that no matter how good looking they are, you know that the love goes beyond just the flesh. It's not just skin deep, it's much more than that. And you yourself, and whoever's watching, you could be surrounded by 100 people who were better looking than your person, and it wouldn't matter. You wouldn't even notice them because you only have eyes for them. It's really important that with everything that you feel for your person, that you think about your person, that you desire about your person, that you make it equal for you. I know that in my past, when me and my Marisol were getting to know each other, I used to get so triggered when they would bring up past relationships. And I know that, like, we would always, they had a great way of saying this. They said something along the lines of, it was like a feather could drop. But it was because of the intensity of how much we really love each other and want each other. And it's just our own fears coming up so we can look at them and let them go. That's what we do for each other. It's the same thing with this kind of situation. You might be in a 3D situation where you're triggered like this. But if you spend more of your time in a work, whether you're, because eventually you're going to be in the relationship with your person. So you want to really make a choice that you start to think of the two of you guys as one, and that everything that you feel, they feel instantly for you with the same amount of. So if you love them, and no matter what, you only have eyes for them, they love you, and no matter what, they only have eyes for you. When I went through this thing with my Marisol, I just had to step back and stop and say, every other experience pales in comparison to me. I'm the love of their life. I'm everything that they've ever wanted. It's all That's how I feel about them. So that's how they feel about me. I trust that level of love, loyalty, devotion that's in my heart and soul. So you want to get it to a place where no other woman or man could ever be a threat to you, just like no other woman or man is a threat to your SP for you. You could care less. If I go out, it wouldn't matter to me. If I go out and if I was surrounded by, these attractive people who were trying to court me, I don't even see them. I could care less. There's only one person. I feel like I'm almost going to get emotional. This is, oh my God, I am going to get emotional. No, I'm not. There's only one person that has my heart and soul that I belong to. And from my perspective, it's exactly the same and equal for them. So if I only have eyes for them, they only have eyes for me. And I'm not going to be threatened. In the 3D, could I have a moment of jealousy? Yes. But just like they have nothing to be worried about and nothing to be threatened over, neither do I. That's what you have to do. You have to realize that that level of love, of desire, of cherishing, of thinking that they're like everything, you have to make it so that's exactly how they feel for you too. And if you're asking how, this is up to you to change your thinking, change the thought patterns, change your habits of what you look at, change your behaviors, observe the thoughts that do come up, change them, change how you see yourself, have more value and love for yourself, see the value that you bring to the table, focus on your self-concept more. Make a choice. You have to choose to trust this. It's not going to, you have to choose. It's a choice. And then do your focused inner work and don't stay focused. If something in the 3D is presently happening that's going against love, against your union together, against the relationship, against the harmony, you have to let it go. Because if you stay in it the way it is, and if it's dragging you down, it's not going to help your future together. So for the sake of the loyalty and being faithful and devoted to your future together, let this go of whatever it is. And then when you're alone and you're doing your inner work, you have to double and triple down on this being equal. It's all mutual. It's all equal. If you're feeling it, they're feeling it. If you're feeling the passion and the love and that this is it for you, they're feeling it, you're it for them. That is just the way it has to be. And it'll be much easier from my perspective if you do it from tapping into God, tapping into your self-concept as the creator of your reality. That's how you were created. Then your self-concept is two-prong. It's both that and I am chosen. I'm a priority. I'm always a priority. I'm supported. I'm loved. I'm secure and all of that. And then you go into the love for yourself, prioritizing your needs, because when if you put everything about your person that it's only all about them, then you're putting them up on a pedestal. And I don't mean this in an ego way, by the way. I mean, when you put your person up on a pedestal, from their perspective, it doesn't feel good because it doesn't feel good to you. So if it feels bad to you that they feel out of reach, they're feeling the exact same thing. It doesn't feel good to them either. So for the sake of, again, mutual respect and love and equality, take them off of the pedestal. It doesn't mean that you're putting yourself up on a pedestal and seeing them as beneath you. It just means that you're seeing you guys as the love is equal. It's as deep for them as it is for you. Okay? So do that inner work. And then you also, a lot of your inner work should be around finances, security, health. Have a bunch of inner conversations with different people in your reality. Doesn't have to take long. And then have an inner conversation with your specific person, with the two of you guys loving each other, showing each other, like expressing love with this essence of vulnerability. And then do a quick imaginal act. It does not have to be complicated. This does not have to take long. Do that in the morning. Trust in it that it's working. Trust that whatever you're feeling, they're feeling in the exact same moment, because that's the truth. Maintain embodying being the wife, husband, partner throughout the day. Every hour, you can literally just feel into being together and carry that. When you're done with work and you're going to be going and exercising, going grocery store shopping, doing this or that, things that you would do as a couple, for a couple seconds, just imagine and feel their energy with you. Then, before you go to sleep, do it again. Just go into that, all of that value and all of that love and all of that power and the security and having the inner conversations. When you try to bypass everything else and you just make it only about your person, that's when people find themselves drained and their health is suffering and their money is suffering. So you don't want to do that. And it's you're again, it's not an egoic kind of pedestal thing. It's for the love. You have to give yourself that love so you can then experience being loved, because everything and everyone in your reality is reflecting you back to you. Your entire reality is your consciousness. So allow yourself to be in that energy of being as cherished, as loved, as adored, as desired as you feel for your person. Okay. I love you so much. If you need me, reach out. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.